Did you know? There are countless galaxies in the universe similar to the Milky Way, so why is the center of the Milky Way so bright? It's even bright enough to be frightening. The reason, which you might not believe, will certainly exceed your imagination. First, let's understand just how bright the center of the Milky Way is. For example, the region where the solar system is located is like a 120 square meter room lit by a mere 20-watt light bulb, whereas the center of the Milky Way is like having a 1.4 million to 40,000 watt bulb in that room. This brightness would not only blind a person's eyes but also roast them. Imagine what would happen if Earth were at the center of the Milky Way. So, what exactly causes the Milky Way to be like this? To have such an astonishing brightness at its center? The reason is actually quite simple. The center of the Milky Way contains countless stars. How many, you ask? Let me give you an example. There are 357,000 stars in every cubic light year. What does this mean? You should know that the radius of the solar system is 1 light year. If the number of stars with the same density as the center of the Milky Way were placed in the solar system, it would be equivalent to having 1.4 million stars in one solar system. Now you tell me, isn't that bright? Moreover, what you might not know is that these stars are much older than the Sun. And these stars are all orbiting an invisible celestial body. This invisible body is the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way. According to scientists' estimates, the mass of the black hole at the center of the Milky Way is about 4 million times that of the Sun. Doesn't this supermassive black hole sound incredibly terrifying? However, its role is not to be underestimated. It acts as the stabilizer of the entire Milky Way. Without it, the stars in the Milky Way might just be a scattered mess. The Milky Way would cease to exist. In about 6 billion years, our sun will also perish. Before the sun departs, its brightness will increase tens of thousands of times, somewhat like the final burst of light from a dying person. Imagine once again, if the number of suns suddenly increased by over 1 million, and each one's brightness increased to several thousand times its original level, could you still open your eyes to such brightness, assuming you wouldn't be scorched?